How do I write this article on Sonic the Hedgehog without having a bunch of angry Sonic fans come at me? Sonic the Hedgehog is a game series that's been on the decline in the last decade. And that's not just me saying that. Not only have Sonic's titles been a mixed bag post the Sega Genesis, but his discography's been increasingly plagued by glaring critical failures and glitch-filled, almost unfinished titles. Sonic's fanbase and cultural relevancy have been dwindling in this last decade, and that's been in large part due to the lack of any monumental, universally loved title in his game series since Sonic 3 and Knuckles over 20 years ago. That's not to say that Sonic hasn't had any good games in the modern age. In fact, I'm one of the few people who will defend the Blue Blur's titles that others often mindlessly bash. Sonic Lost World had a lot of unique and interesting concepts, and was ripe with potential despite its flaws, and games like Sonic Generations and Sonic Colors both seem to fit the formula of a Sonic game fairly well. Yes, Sonic even recently had his most successful comeback since the Genesis with Sonic Mania, a game that was a smash hit with both critics and fans alike. But this doesn't change the fact that Sonic's been struggling to keep up with the competition for years now. In a time where developers are constantly breaking the mold of how we experience games, Sonic Team has either been following trends or has been stuck in the same mindset for too long. I think that the former has been a bigger problem. Sonic has been struggling to stick to one gameplay type and genre since he departed from purely being a 2D platformer in the 16-bit era. Sonic Unleashed tried at being an action beat-em-up. Sonic and the Secret Rings tried to be an on-rails 3D platformer. Sonic 06 didn't even try to be a video game. Heck, even the upcoming Sonic Forces doesn't even seem like it's going to make up its mind with what type of game it wants to be. Well, despite how Sonic games have been changing up the gameplay since his jump to 3D, the game series has always had one goal: to make Sonic go fast. And that presupposed expectation for Sonic is a stubborn aspect of the character. This has resulted in conflicting design decisions between what developers and visionaries want Sonic to be and what he actually is. And these decisions, in turn, have resulted in a number of poorly received and conceived Sonic titles. Even a number of Sonic fans have seemingly had enough, and the fanbase for Sonic games has found itself dwindling as a result. It's even resulted in Sega resorting to fan service with Sonic Forces, allowing players to create their own Sonic OCs, as many hardcore fans have been doing over DeviantArt for years now. But recently, something odd's been happening within the Sonic community. Although the state of Sonic's games have been rough in the last few years, there's been somewhat of a resurgence of Sonic as a figure in pop culture. Many people have been coming out in droves admitting that they still love Sonic. Why is this? Well, the answer might be a little stupid, but bear with me here. Sonic has been growing more in the public eye because of, well, memes. No, I'm not kidding you. Sonic's branding and marketing in the 21st century has been on point. Not only have Sonic's social media platforms consistently capitalized on all of the jokes made at Sonic's expense, but they've been gaining a sense of self-awareness to what the fans want, while still appearing as relatable to anyone who grew up with Sonic and watched him decline. Don't believe me? Well, then take this quote from the website The Shorty Awards, in which Sonic was nominated for an award for fastest Twitter growth. 2016 marked Sonic the Hedgehog's 25th anniversary and the year he would win Twitter. But before we begin our story of dank memes, top-notch creativity, and endless press mentions, we must first rewind to the year 2015. Things were not looking good for the world's fastest hedgehog. He'd recently come out with 2 games met with mixed reception. His Twitter following growth had slowed to a near halt. Something new needed to be done. Something different, something extraordinary. It was time for us to turn it all around. It began with a big shift in tone by posting a meme with Ice Cube and Guy Fieri parodying the Sonic game Fire and Ice. Priceless. From here, Sonic began tweeting self-aware tweets and snarky comments to fans. People started to take notice. The social following began to grow. It was as if the account had gone rogue. It did. We stopped sending content to the higher-ups for approval. It was hilarious and self-aware, yet positive change. After we released an absolutely insane video featuring Shia LaBeouf that trended on Facebook, the new content strategy and tone was solidified. Not only has the Sonic Twitter page garnered 1.2 million followers in a single year because of their use of memes, but the hype around new and upcoming Sonic games has grown exponentially because Sonic's brand is beginning to return to something of positivity in the public eye. Although the Sonic Twitter page is a key aspect in how everyone's favorite hedgehog began to crawl back into relevancy, it's not the only reason. Another major part of Sonic's return to being a pop culture juggernaut lies in his hit Cartoon Network series, Sonic Boom. Here we see a lighthearted form of Sonic that oozes of personality. Not only does the series boast some of the best writing I've seen out of a cartoon show since the 90s, but its use of fourth wall breaks and tongue-in-cheek social commentary makes it a treat to watch. Take the series' original character Styx the Badger, for example. She's a rampant conspiracy theorist who believes that the government is constantly watching her. She'll randomly go into a political rant out of nowhere, and when she does, it's absolutely hilarious.
Watch out for that government agent. It starts with jury duty and zoning ordinances, and before you know it, boom! Our tax dollars are benefiting others, and not us!
Don't pay attention to her. She's actually very nice.
This, along with general jokes about internet and movie culture, make this show something for both young adults and children, and as a result, it's extended Sonic's impact on popular culture past just video games. These are the primary reasons that Sonic has begun a resurgence as a powerful brand in the age of the internet, and it's something that only a franchise like Sonic could be capable of. Back in the 90s, Sonic the Hedgehog led what was debatably the best marketing campaign in video game history. Sonic was a staple of the Sega does what Nintendo don't slogan, and using the snarky attitude of the character to spur competition between Sonic and his video game figurehead rivals, Sega made sure that people knew who Sonic was and what he was about. It's only fitting that now, Sonic is leading a charge in an entirely new revolution in marketing. As weird as it is to say, meme culture is saving Sonic the Hedgehog. And despite whatever the quality of his games will be in the future, I'm excited to see where this path leads him.